Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I want to start off by saying I feel honored and gladdened that so many of you showed so much positive feedback and interest in my first speech. And this is the main reason why I'm doing this speech, not just because it's part of the program, but I'm going to remove my glasses, but also because you showed so much interest, and also because this is just one of the things that I like talking about. People ask questions. There is a lot of information. There are a lot of factors to consider. So most of this speech is going to be a very brief outline with some detail, but not a whole lot. If you want more detail and you want to do the research and ascertain for yourselves whether or not owning chickens is right for you, that's on you. Now let's get started. First of all, why is owning chickens a good idea? There are a lot of reasons. They make absolutely wonderful pets, bursting with intelligence and personality. They require a lot less maintenance than most household pets. You get fresh, healthy, very locally sourced eggs from free-roaming, healthy chickens. They are a natural form of pest control for your property. Their manure makes really good fertilizer, and they play a part in sustainability. When you own a chicken, you're rescuing them from unethical and unhealthy industrial farm practice. One of the first considerations you should take into before owning a chicken is, first of all, can you? Make sure most local ordinances give you the green light. Some places do not allow private residents to own their chickens. Some place a limit on quantity. Some places like Montgomery County don't allow you to own a rooster. One person asked about cost effectiveness, and oh boy, that I won't say that's a loaded question, but just in that there's a lot to consider. It all depends on a huge number of factors. First of all, assuming you're going to be a backyard chicken and not an industrial farm or a poultry farm, what is most important to you? Or what kind of cost? The cost of chickens and maintenance or investment outcome? Do you want just eggs and feather company? Or are you interested in turning a profit, or just want to end up with a good roast dinner? Most important of all, the factors of the chickens themselves, the quantity, the breed, the starting age. Chicks cost more to raise than adults. You need to factor in shelters, food, bedding, water, feeding and watering stations, pet bills, medications, treats, toys, and miscellaneous supplies. So let's assume after all that you still decide to get chicken. What are you going to need? You're going to need adequate space. Free-roaming chickens, they should be free-roaming because it's a lot more healthy than keeping them cooped up. They need plenty of space. Some people say there is a pre-required amount of space per chicken, but you don't really need that exact amount. Our backyard consists of about an eighth of an acre, and that's more than enough for 6 chickens. We only have 5 of them, so it's more than enough for them to roam. They need to get exercise, they need to wander around, they need to forage, and they need to keep themselves occupied. You need to have a safe area. You need to have it safe from debris. You need to have it free of potential predators, chemicals, harmful food, or plants that could be toxic to them. Usually having a fence is a good idea because chickens can very easily wander off or get into places they should absolutely not get into. You need time and ability to show them care, love, attention, and maintenance because they are, in essence, pets. And just like you would show a dog or cat proper care, love, and maintenance, chickens need social interaction and they need proper care, love, and maintenance in order to thrive. What materials do you need? You're going to need a coop, first off. Proficient shelter for them. You can either make one of your own or you can order, but you need to make sure it's large enough to accommodate chickens. Each chicken needs its own amount of space within a coop. You need plenty of bedding, as well as a well-placed heater during winter months. It can be good to have an enclosure or chicken run, although these are purely optional. Not everybody has it, but even then, you still need to make sure they have good enough space to run around. An enclosure and chicken run can mean protective barrier from unwanted places and certain predators. You need food, water, feeding stations, and storage for extra food. You need to make sure that extra food is secured in a cool, dark location, checked on regularly to ensure it's fresh and still edible. And then you don't want to get the chickens. You should first shop around to find the best breeders. Look online to see what's local and which places people recommend the most. In terms of when to get them, spring or summer is usually the best. You can acclimate the chickens to your yard earlier. It's better than adopting them in the winter when you need to immediately invest in supplies to keep them warm. In regards to which kind of breed is best, well, that's up to you. There are a lot of breed of chickens, each with their own distinct personalities and forms. It determines their lifespan, their ability or endurance to lay eggs, and how much they interact with other people. We have 3 golden comets and 2 Rhode Island hens. Golden comet is actually a relative of Rhode Island hens. They're great layers. The downside is that they have shorter lifespans. You need care and maintenance. You make sure that they are released first thing in the morning. You need to make sure that they are continually well fed and watered. You need to make sure that you clean out the coop daily and spread fresh bedding when necessary. You need to make sure for proper health and safety. They can be prone to parasites, avian diseases, and risk of predators. You need how to recognize sounds and behaviors. It's not hard to do. It's pretty much universal. You can very easily recognize what they're saying and what they're doing. You have to ensure that they're all present and safely enclosed for the night. Long story short, if you decide to own chickens, you get wonderful pets with great personalities and free breakfast. The biggest downside is that, unfortunately, they provide very addictive. Thank you so much.